My name's Alex. I'm 24 years old from Glasgow, and I'm doing my PhD in green hydrogen production. Of course. So we're doing this to try and end all new oil and gas in the UK because our government are trying to open up over 100 new oil and gas licenses, despite renewables being 9 times cheaper and despite us having 8 years of oil in reserve. We all know how serious the climate crisis is. We've seen 40 degrees here in London, and we've seen 33 million people displaced in Pakistan. There's no better time for us to start transitioning, and that's why we need to do everything we non-violently can in order to try and make that difference. So the most notable one that I've done is sitting on oil pipelines 15 meters above the ground for 40 hours. The people who are in Just Stop Oil, we've tried sort of every other method beforehand. We tried voting, running for office, petitions, marches, and none of them have been effective. So we knew we needed to step up and do massive resistance. So we have been targeting the oil industry directly, so blocking their oil tankers or oil pipelines, that kind of thing. We've been targeting cultural events. We're having this conversation right now because of these actions. As you say, it's been on the world agenda. When two people threw soup at a painting by Van Gogh, that got more people talking about the climate crisis than when those 33 million people in Pakistan got displaced. So that's why we need to do everything we non-violently can to try and make that difference, at least get people talking about the climate crisis, because that way we can start getting climate action. It's predicted that in just 8 years' time, over 90% of countries are going to get the heat waves like we saw in India and Pakistan every second year. How is that sustainable? How can you live on that? How can you grow crops? How can you have food? We don't need individualistic changes. We need systemic change. So that's why we're asking upon every person to, in any way they can, put pressure on their government to make more change.